Into the Fog is a year-round podcast dedicated to covering Halloween Horror Nights Orlando.
From speculation season and announcements to opening night and the final screams of the event, we break down everything HHN.
Follow along for weekly discussions, rumors, news, and all things Halloween Horror Nights. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Into the Fog, an HHN Podcast. I'm your host, Woody, and with me, as always, my co-host, Dustin.
What's going on, everybody? You can catch us at our socials at Into the Fog Pod on both IG and TikTok, and Into the Fog HHN on X and YouTube. Visit our Instagram, Into the Fog, and we have a link tree listed in our description of our page. Click that link tree and follow us on all your preferred platforms. If you leave us a like, refer us to a friend.
Yeah. Well, D, this is a very special episode, bro. It's our first hype list as a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I've been looking forward to this. I'm ready for the disagreements and the agreements on certain things.
Yeah, I think we've been ready for this episode since we started getting some house releases. And
yeah, dude, I've been waiting. Like ever since the houses started dropping, I've been ready for this.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, you want to hop right into it, and let's start with our shows.
All right, so for shows, let's start at the bottom.
Yeah, like we'll work our way like you're the worst to the first.
So I think we both can agree, unless they come with something different when we actually get there. Nightmare Fuel is at the bottom for me.
Nightmare Fuel is at the bottom for me also, and
I mean
it's just the same. Like it's Nightmare Fuel. Like I like the show. It's just that the other show I am more hyped for, and I mean. That whenever you have to queue for an hour to 45 minutes just to be able to get into Nightmare Fuel, and then you're packed in there like sardines, there's fire, it's going to be hot.
Sitting hit to hit with a complete stranger.
And then like my biggest gripe with it this year is that it's the theming of it is for vampires. And it's been a carnival for like the last 4 years, and the one year that the entire event is themed to a carnival, Nightmare Fuel is not. It's crazy.
Makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, exactly. But dude, that means both of our number one show is the Lagoon show, the Stranger Things Lagoon show,
and I think that's probably going to be an event that's going to gain more buzz as the event goes underway.
I think it'll actually draw in a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
because I mean it's Stranger Things, and then like just imagine the music that'll be playing throughout the park from the show. Like you have all those classics, like 80s tunes, like Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. Like maybe we'll get Master of Puppets, like because it's going through all the seasons of Stranger Things.
Maybe that's the way I can catch up without actually having to watch the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to have all the highlights. I would love it if they would incorporate, like, the drones from, like, Sensational, which is their nighttime show anyway. But, I mean, like, seeing a Demogorgon in the sky made of drones, that would be so cool.
I'm interested to see now we got a better themed Lagoon show where previous years has just been kind of lackluster, very underwhelming. I mean, only really used as like a break for everybody after a long night.
Last year's show, that was the first time it's been back in a couple of years since it got destroyed by a hurricane. And it was generally the same show from the previous times because when the hurricane came in, it destroyed the show, and the event had only been going on for like 2 weeks. So nobody really got to see the actual Lagoon show. That's why it was pretty much the same thing. But I'm looking forward to it because it's Stranger Things there's no secret. That's one of my favorite shows. It's what got me into this event originally. And it's just going to be like a good cap on all the seasons and a send off for possibly Stranger Things at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see where Stranger Things falls in your actual house list. Yeah.
We'll get into that later on because that might be a little controversial because I mean I love Stranger Things, but it's just
understandable. So you want to start us off with your Number 6, scare zone / street experience.
All right, yeah, my number 6 scare zone / street experience is going to be Mel's Dying Zombies. And the only like I like how it fills in the area right there, so we don't have a dead zone. But I mean, it's the way it seems. It's literally going to be the same thing we had last year. Like I don't see anything changing. Like they used the exact same key art. They used the same description from last year, and I want something new. But I mean, I like it. I like how it fills in the area, and they're cool to interact with. But it's just we've seen it before. It's the lowest thing on my. It's where it fell on my list.
Yeah, and it's the same for me. It's less on my list as well. kind of the same thing you stated to kind of double down on that. I mean, something simple as adding some clown themed clothing to the zombies.
Yeah, I mean,
would be something different, but like, there's nothing to get hyped for when
it's literally the same thing. Yeah, like we've seen it before, and I mean. Maybe there'll be a little bit more interactions, like they can do a few more things or something. Like they'll add something to it, but we won't be able to see it until the event because I mean, from what they gave us, it's literally the same thing from last year.
Yeah, like you said, it's a nice little like break in between different street experiences.
It fills in the spot. It fills in that area from where you're coming around Hollywood before you get into like Central Park in New York, and if you were to cut across to San Diego or London, where Harry Potter is. So I mean, it fills in the area, so there's not a dead zone. Which that's all. I'm here for filling in areas, no dead zone, like no safe space is what I would like. Yeah. Like, other than like a designated area that is set up.
Just pure chaos would be something I'd get more hype.
I'm about to say that's how me and you like our warrior anyway. So
yeah, just straight in my face, no breaths.
So since that was both of our number 6s, what's your number 5?
Kind of the same thing, but the reason why it gets a number 5 spot, at least it's something new to walk into. But my number 5 is Club Horror. It is what it is. You know what you get out of it. It's a nice like starting point before you get into the thick of the night or go into the fog per se. So I mean, you and I had gone to that first to start off our HHN experience, and I've enjoyed it every time I went, but it's not something I'd necessarily get hyped for.
Yeah, it's also my number 5, and that's just because all the scare zones are new this year, so I'm more hyped for them. And it's really the same as that thing that Mel's Dying is. I mean, it's a street experience. It fills in the area. I like how Club Horror is in San Francisco instead of a congested scare zone like it was a couple years ago. And hopefully this year, I mean, on the spec map, we had a little pumpkin lord icon, and so far on the trust, there's some pumpkins going up. It looks like a classic Halloween theme. So hopefully my boy Pumpkin Lord show up. And
that'd be cool.
And the reason why I have Club Horror above Mel's Dying is because it's different. Like, it's music. So there's not like a set like thing to where there's different music playing, like different DJs have different styles. So it's never the same thing. It's the same concept and it's different thing. So that's why it came above Mel's Dying for me, because Mel's is literally going to be the same as that thing. It's a place to chill. Like, it's like you can go there, hang out with your friends. You got the club music going. Like, there's people dancing, and like they have the tables and the chairs set up. So it's like a good place to hang out, grab a beer, take a few minutes, like rest your feet. So that's why it ended up at number 5 for me.
All right. So going into number 4, I come in with Fort Nightmares. It just doesn't seem like something I'm very interested in.
I think we have the same list, because number 4 for me is also Fort Nightmares.
We probably do. I mean, the scares on the
far
streets,
so good. I mean, it sounds like our lists are perfect.
They just seem so like self-explanatory, and like it's almost like you're cranking up the knob of the horror level with how this list goes for the scare zones.
Yeah,
maybe my mind changes once we go in, but I don't see a way where I could get scared.
For Fort Nightmare, the reason why it fell for number 4 for me is because it's the lowest. I'm not as hyped for it out of all the scare zones, because the other scare zones we have like past characters come in, like, and I just like the other theming of the scare zones better than this one. And the reason why, like, because I actually like Club Horror, and I thought about putting Fort Nightmares below it, just because I'm not really hyped for it. But after hearing that Dylan Koloff and Ramon are the ones doing this zone, so it's going to be very scenic. And from what I've seen so far, they built like some bases, like stuff in the, and then we're going to have the battle bus in it. That's going to be cool. But I mean, I'm just not. I don't like Fort Nightmares is whatever to me. It's I would rather have like an original zone, but it's gonna go to number 4 for me. It has a chance to move if they do what they said they were gonna do. It will probably it may move up. I don't know. It might chill where it's at, to be honest, because I think I'm gonna like the other zones a lot more.
Who knows? Maybe we get to the zone and we experience some nostalgia.
Dude, no. What's going to be sweet is if they can pull it off, because they have like a bunch of fog machines and fans set up like right beside each other. If they can pull it off to where it makes it look like the zone is closing, like you know how it does in Fortnite. If they can pull that off, it
be nice
may move up just for like that. That might move it up just for that. Like after seeing it, and who knows? This could be like the best zone, and we're just sleeping on it.
I mean, most HHN fans like effort, so they do something like that. I mean, we appreciate effort.
Yeah. So with that being said, my number 3 is Sideshow Decay. It came in right here just because I mean the other 2 zones I'm more hyped for based off of the concept art and the concept in general. I'm looking forward to this zone because I'm going to see some past icons that I haven't seen. So it's going to be like a little history lesson for me on top of past characters, stuff like that. Like, so I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hyped for it. I'm ready to see if I can find any of the Easter eggs and stuff like that from years past. But that's just where it fell for me.
Yeah. Like you said, I think our list is going to be identical. So my number 3 was also Sideshow Decay.
No controversy so far.
The main reason is, as much as you've hyped this character up, I'm very excited about the Cindy. If we get to see her,
so we will get to see her. They've confirmed that Cindy will be in the zone.
So that's a nice touch for me, and that's honestly what I'm one of the ones who will do my hype list based off of certain things that could get a new. Like I still consider myself a newer fan to get me interested in. Yeah, just these street experiences, because the houses are the main attraction. But if you can pull stuff like bringing a Cindy into a street experience, then you get your veteran HHN fans a lot more hype for stuff on the street rather than in a house.
Their time to shine.
Exactly.
And hopefully, I mean, I've seen rumors where like once we get to one of the other scare zones we haven't mentioned yet, about Jack and Oddfellow going into their own scare zones. And from what I've heard, this one Oddfellow could be associated with because Cindy is using portals from Oddfellow's universe to open up and bring in past HHN icons and past like characters from houses.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward just to like hopefully I can see some stuff that I haven't seen like from the years before I started going.
Hey, we'll see.
So that being said, what's your number 2?
I'm confident, just the way I know you like horror, I'm confident that our number 2 is going to be Inferno Carnival.
Brother, why? We literally have the same list for our scare zones and street experiences and shows.
And most people would want Inferno Carnival at the very top, just from it's themed after the main attraction of this year's theme.
I have a sneaky suspicion this is going to be the best entrance zone that we've ever had.
And I don't doubt it. But the only reason it's not number 1 for probably you and me, we'll get to in a second.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested to see what they could do with this entrance scare zone because, like you said, this has the potential to be one of the biggest.
One of the best ones, yeah. But I'm looking forward to, I hope Jack and Oddfellow is going to be a hot mic to where they can actually talk to us. Because, you know, they're going to be standing up at the entrance. And they're going to be barking at us, telling us all kinds of things as we're entering. And then from what I've heard, what I would like is for there to be characters of Jack and Oddfellow always up there. And then they have other characters of Jack and Oddfellow, like Jack goes to the our number one scare zone, and then Oddfellow goes to Sideshow Decay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like, and they had their own like respected zones and stuff like that. And so far so good. The concept art that they put out back at MegaCon, like early March, they're doing it. Like they've got, like, it looks like a circus tent when you're walking in. It has your two platforms with the main characters, and then after that, it's got like how last year how we had the stone figures of all the house, like all the
main icons.
Yeah, well, the icons for the houses. There's an Ozzy one, a Stranger Things 5, a Hellraiser, and an Evil Dead Burn.
And I think with the difference, honestly, and what's going to make this the best, and you could probably agree, what makes horror and haunted houses the most attractive to an audience is that crowd interaction.
Yeah.
So being able to go the back and forth and get the crowd into it before they even experience any of the houses is going to set the tone.
It sets it up, yeah. What your rest of your night's going to be. And
absolutely.
This had the potential to go to my number one. Like,
but there's a very big
my hype list. I whenever this was announced and just seeing that concept art, it was my number one all the way until our actual number one was announced.
So do you think if Jack joined our number one scare zone and then Oddfellow went to our number three, would that bump 2-1 in your opinion? Like, would that much interaction from the
our number one, if y'all are counting cards, it is Downtown to Clowntown. And because some of my favorite clown characters are in this zone,
absolutely,
I don't see it moving, especially because Jack's going to be in the zone. There's a chance that Chance is going to be in the zone, which is a icon that I haven't seen. And there's speculation Eddie's going to be in there. He's got his own little beer cart. It's got Eddie Schmidt on that, like Edward Schmidt or something like that. So Eddie's might be in the zone, which is Jack's brother. I mean, we're getting all kinds of icons that I haven't seen in this zone. Plus, we got two awesome IPs also in the zone. We got Art the Clown and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I love the Killer Clowns. Shorty is my boy. Art's my boy. And I need them interacting with one another.
Like, it goes without saying, I think the main attraction last year unintentionally was Art the Clown.
Art, yeah. Like, he was the icon of the event without being the icon, because Sergio was technically the icon because he was the one drawing all the pictures, and that's how the event was made. But, like, Art was the icon. Like, all the crowds followed him anywhere he went. Like, all the interactions Art did wandering throughout the park. I hope that he's going to be wandering throughout the zone. But from what I've heard, they have like set up areas. Like Killer Clowns is in one spot, Art the Clown's in one spot, and then like in the back side, like where the tribute store is going to be built in front of the Macy's facade, that's where Jack and his clowny acts and stuff.
I just hope they blend in. Like,
I hope that they mix with one another and they have interactions with one another. But this is my most hyped Scare Zone by far. Yeah. As soon as they announced Killer Clowns and Art with Jack, I'm all in.
Yeah, I think if you just had two of them, it would have probably still might have been number one, but a better chance for Inferno Carnival to take over the top spot. But I'm the same way with you. I mean,
and it's my type of horror. Like, I love the comedy side from Killer Clowns, and I love the intensity from Art.
But also, Art provides that unintentional comedy with its
relief in it. Also, yeah. It might be a messed up version of comedic relief, but I mean, it's comedic relief, and this is my most hype zone by far, with a close second for Icons, and then Sideshow. I don't know what it is. I'm looking forward to all the Easter eggs, and I mean, it's just because the other two Icons and Downtown to Clowntown they're so much higher for me.
And I think for me, I know very little about Jack the Clown in reference or in comparison to you, But from what I've read and for what we've talked about, very interested in to being able to experience that.
Yeah,
but,
dude, his backstory is crazy.
But at the same time, with you, huge fans of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the biggest Terrifier fan horror movie wise. So Art the Clown, it's always been a hot commodity to me, as he is to all HHN fans. I mean, he just
and especially like last year. If you didn't know Art the Clown and you went last year, you knew who he was after the event.
I think the previous Terrifier movies got a lot more publicity once that house.
Absolutely. Terrifier blew up. Yeah. And dude, I'm so glad they got him back this year. I was worried that he was going to fall out because of all the legal issues that are going on with the rights of who actually owns Terrifier, because he's based off of an anthology series from like a previous. I'm glad they got the rights to him. As soon as he was announced, dude, this instantly became my number one. It was already trying to, like, Icons was my number one. And when they announced Killer Clowns, it was trying to peak up over. But then as soon as they announced Art, boom, it shot up over Icon.
Yeah, the fan of me definitely is glad it's back this year, but little devil's advocate, kind of the same sentiment we were talking about Nightmare Fuel. I hope they don't make a repeat out of Art every year, like saving for the anniversary years, or saving for when the theming makes sense. But
like when you do like another house or something like
we had Terrifier house last year, so it made sense for him to be there, and now we have a theme of clown carnival,
so
makes sense as well. So
so like after, like, if next year we have a whole different theme, Art, I feel like Art should get to rest for a little while.
Absolutely,
until we bring back another Terrifier house, which I am down for. But with that said, that's our scare zones, our street experiences, and our shows. So let's get into the main event, the big topic,
the meat and potatoes.
So you want to start it out, or you want me to start it out with our number 10?
I'll kick it off.
All right.
I'm gonna go with my number 10 spot being Cybergoria. So that. I take it by your reaction, we don't have the same list now. Finally,
oh no, we're differing definitely in these houses.
My reasoning for that is just the unknown. I mean, the one thing that it does have going for it that I am excited is that the rumor that it's going to have like a cold section, and
like the flash freeze.
So me being a certified big back, I love, and it being hot outside, I wouldn't mind a little
being
breeze.
In Florida.
Yeah, but. It has the potential to be higher for me, but just the unknown that doesn't really give me any hype into it. Yeah. And just the what we know of it information wise and what it relates to my horror preference is the reason why it comes in at number 10 for me.
Yeah. Well, my number 10, and we finally have our differing in list, but my number 10 is going to be Madlands Caged Cannibals.
Okay.
I can't. It's not for me. Like, dude, like I was all in for it whenever we first were speculating that it was going to be like a zoo house, and I was like, oh, we're going to get like animal human hybrids and stuff like that. And then once it was announced, it was like it's a post-apocalyptic world where animals are extinct and humans are caged in a zoo, taking on, like, trying to take over the traits of animals. And I'm like, yeah, you kind of lost me with that one. I mean, I'm intrigued by it. It's my number 10 house, but that doesn't mean I'm not, like, it's just where it's not for me. Like, that's just where it fell on my list. But I'm looking forward to it. They said it's going to be very intense, and I could see this being a bloody and possibly our stinky house if it is animals, and them being cannibals, which would have rotten human flesh smell probably.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. It just, that's where it fell on my list as number 10.
It has the potential to rise for me, but
yeah, I mean, especially if it's intense, like they say it is, and it's very, like, they have a chance to make it very scenic. It's in a soundstage, so it's going to have big sets, and I mean, it's my lowest hyped house, but that doesn't mean it can't rise. There's always room to grow. this is just our hype list,
and it's a list of heavy hitters. So there's going to be some of these that are a lot lower, but just because of what exactly is ahead of it.
And that's my thing with this one. I just don't know what it is, because like I get that it's like they're cannibals, and I get they're trying to recreate animals not knowing exactly what they look like and stuff like that. It's just the concept's a little wishy-washy for me, from like to get to up higher in my list.
That's understandable.
So I'll go into my next one. My number 9 is Evil Dead Burn, first IP. And it fell right here because, I mean, my type of horror, I like the gory side of horror, but it's just the movie took place in one spot in a house pretty much. And I mean, if they do some of the kill scenes from the movie right, it could definitely move up. But the movie story was great, but the editing in the movie, it killed it for me. It gave me a headache. And it's just,
I can see that.
Yeah, it's not, I like the gore aspect of it, but I'm not entirely sure how you can make a whole house out of it, like other than having those certain kill scenes.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
it's just where it fell. Like, it's number 9. It has a chance to move up like any other house does. It has a chance to move down. We haven't seen it yet.
It's just one of those houses that's a perpetual.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure how we're gonna pull it off. So
yeah, so going into my number 9, we're not too far off with some of these. So my number 9 actually is going to be Madlands Cage Cannibals. Kind of the same reasoning you gave. I think we both can agree we definitely would have preferred it to be actual like hybrid animals. Hybrids. Yeah, and instead of cannibal humans dressed up as animals.
Yeah,
they kind of missed.
That's what I don't. I get that animals are extinct, but why can't we just have a cannibal house? Or like, why did y'all include the zoo aspect to it?
And maybe it ends up being way better than what we think.
It could be a sleeper house, and it could rise very quickly.
Yeah, it goes without saying. There's going to be that house every year that everyone's down on, but ends up surprising everybody. I mean, I think it was Hatchets and Chains.
Yeah, the Hatchet and Chain last year when we started out, we just didn't get a good run or what, but it was very low on our list. And then the more times we ran it, the better and better it got. And it ended up pretty high for me.
Yeah, I think it was top 4, top 3 for me, but it was down towards the bottom at the start.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that being said, I'll go and kick us off for number 8. I know this is kind of controversial for the masses, but my number 8 is Invasion Alien Abduction.
You're wrong on this one, buddy. I would go ahead and tell you, I do not agree with this one.
It purely is personal preference. Again, like all these houses, it does have potential to raise, but I've just never been an alien horror type fan. And maybe there's stuff in the house that completely piques my interest and does the horror aspect for me.
The scene's going to blow you away. When we walk in and you see that full alien spaceship.
Hey, I'm a sucker for aesthetics, so maybe it does. But without seeing the house so far and knowing what I know about the house just from what they've given us, Aliens just doesn't do it for me. So that's why I got it at number 8.
Well, I can't say that's my next one. So, but my number 8, I mean, I hate to say it, is Stranger Things 5. I know I'm the Stranger Things head, but it's just the oversaturation of having Stranger Things. They haven't had a good house since the original one. And I mean, the Stranger Things 4 house, it was okay, but Stranger Things 2 and 3, it was not a good house. And Stranger Things 5, it's just the settings of it. Like, there's not a whole lot they can do.
And so maybe it's because I'm a newer.
It's going to have to rely heavily on Demogorgons and Vecna.
You've been around the block a few times when it comes to HHN Stranger Things or Stranger Things as a whole.
I've seen the Stranger Things outside. The first one was the best. Chef Kiss. Perfect. It was a perfect house. 2 and 3, and I wish it was more based on season 3 instead of season 2. And then season 4, there was scenes that I wanted that we didn't get. But then again, it was awesome to see. I just hope we're we walk into the show. If we walk in and we're walking into the squawk, and that's how we started in the house, it is definitely going to go up because I do personally, I love Stranger Things. The 5th season was not a good season. I'll go ahead and tell you that it was not a good season.
So I've heard.
And all the episodes are like an hour and a half long, so it's like 10 hours of content.
Between you and my sister-in-laws, that I've been reminded how trash that season was.
That it's not trash. It's just in comparison to what season
expectations.
4, yeah, in comparison to what season 4 was, and then to what season 5 we got, it's you can't compete when you can't compare.
Well, that's like most heavy hitter shows. It was the same way for Game of Thrones as it was for Yellowstone.
Yeah, I mean, from what I heard, the Duffer Brothers, they got tired of doing the whole Stranger Things. Like
those heavy hitter shows, when they announce the last season, they rush it, and then it doesn't. Yeah, it's not a good product.
But I mean, if we're walking into the show and it's like, and I get to see all my favorite characters, normally they are very good at casting Stranger Things houses. So they are spot on with like their castings.
Yeah.
And so you can get confused, like, is that the actual character? Because like Robin from last year and from HHN 32, when they had Robin in the Stranger Things 4 house, I would have swore up and down that was actually Robin.
I think a couple houses could take notes from that. I think we both would have probably preferred the real Alexa Bliss for the Wyatt Six house.
Well, from what I heard, she did work it one night.
Dang, we must have missed it.
We missed out on that one. But I mean, it's just it's at number 8. It has, like every else, it has the potential to rise. But I'm the Stranger Things head, and it's just down there because of the oversaturation for me.
Okay, well. You'll hear about my preference on that specific house a little bit later.
Trust me, it's low right now. But if it goes up, it's a win-win for me.
Yeah.
Because one of my favorite properties, and I get to see it, and it's a good house, it's a win-win either way.
You keep your expectations low, so you don't have to get disappointed.
Shoot for the moon and land amongst the stars. I mean,
why don't you kick us off with number 7?
Did you do your number 8?
Yeah, that was Invasion.
Oh, okay. My number 7, we're not too far off. I gave you flack for having Cybergoria so low, but my number 7 is Cybergoria. And the reason it's one of my lower originals, I like the original houses, but it's where it is at. It's going to be in the Fast and Furious queue. And that, I mean, we got the steampunk factory setting, which could help it out. And Fast and Furious, not Factory Furious, but Fast and Furious, it's closing. So if it's closing, they have the potential to add some more stuff, which would be cool if they could like theme the queue in Fast and Furious for the house. But
if they plan on turning it down, they get real creative with it.
Yeah, like you said. I'm hyped for the cold part, the flash freeze that we're going into. And I'm looking forward to seeing the mangled up human bodies the cyborgs. Human body mixed with like a robot. I'm curious to see that. They're supposed to be a very intense house also, very bloody from what I've heard. And it's just the location. We haven't really had very many good houses. It's supposed to be set up, I think, exactly like Jason was from last year, where we had that break in between.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to how they're gonna conquer that. I mean, it made sense. Like we went outside to go into the next room for Jason because I mean he's at Camp Crystal Lake. He had his mom there with the bug and all that. But I'm curious to see what they're going to do in that break situation before we go into the back half of the house.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's just the same for me. That's how it made it to number 7.
So kicking off my number 7, we're not too far off on some of these. My number 7 is Evil Dead Burn. I'm a little bit more interested in what they could do with the house. I'm like you with the overall movie. I mean, they could have did a lot better with the actual plot of the story, but I'm hoping because of who's constructing the house, we can get a little bit more of a confirmation that the kill scenes, like you mentioned, are captured inside the house, and
we gotta have the washing machine.
Gotta have the washing machine.
Or the whatever
dishwasher
scene. Yeah, maybe even the chimney scene.
Yes,
and definitely the one with the grandma in the bed. We gotta have that.
Almost like a rising.
Like from it was the year before you went. They had Exorcist Believer, and they had the girl in Exorcist. She was in the bed, and she sat up like that. We gotta have the same concept with the grandma.
And I'm thinking because of the ending scenes, or probably the last 30, 45 minutes of the movie, the weapon of choice for most of the killings, I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of chainsaw sounds in this house.
Yeah,
but it wasn't really a chainsaw. It was more
of a weed eater kind of thing. Like,
yeah, it was an edger.
Yeah.
So, but I could see where they could just crank up a couple chainsaws just to give it a little bit more of a scary sound.
And I wonder if we're gonna have our like TVs and stuff, like, you know how last year in Gawkin, how we had the big fire totem man or whatever. Since it's Evil Dead Burn, you know, the main character that causes all this, he burned up in a car. So I wonder if we're going to see that scene, or like at the end where the house burns down. And
I could see that.
I'm it's lower for me, but
yeah, well, we'll see. So with that conclude number 7 for the both of us, I'll take us into number 6. So a few spots off from where you had it, but my number 6 is going to be Stranger Things 5.
Oh, look at you, got it higher than me.
And again, I'm middle of the pack when it comes to this house, and
kind of you don't know what to expect,
right?
That's all it is.
Kind of the opposite side of the coin from where you're at. I don't know what to expect. I've never experienced Stranger Things at HHN. They've heard on previous episodes. I've never watched the show. Still working on that.
Yeah. You don't have the oversaturation like I had.
I'm only more excited about it because of the hype that is surrounding it from the masses.
It's Stranger Things. It's Stranger Things.
It's a popular title, so I mean, it goes without saying, and that's why I have it kind of middle of the pack, where you are more hesitant on it right now because, like you said, you've experienced it before. You know what to expect with the show, and your expectations are a lot higher than mine. So I can kind of see where we differ there.
Yeah. Well, my number 6, unfortunately, my boy Larry had to fall right here. Oh, Larry Kurtzberg, but it's our Blood and Guts.
No.
Yeah, I tried so hard, but the ones that are above it, I'm a little bit more hyped for. I love the fact that we're getting an actual Pumpkin Lord room in this house, so we get to see Pumpkin Lord. We're also gonna have a haunted tiki bar, so that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. I love a classic Halloween feel house. It's probably this one I know will probably rise as soon as we walk through it.
Yeah,
I know it'll probably go up for me because I do love a classic Halloween, but it's just the ones that are above it I'm a little more hyped for.
That's understandable. A lot lower than I would have expected from you.
I'm excited to see Larry though. We got to see what old Larry looks like, and I'm looking forward to the Q videos.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
Maybe we'll get that history that we've went over on previous episodes, kind of on the TV.
Plus, one of the coolest things is they got the original dude that played Larry like 15 years ago to come back and actually play Larry again for the Q videos. So it's literally, he's aged in real time. So it's actually Larry Kurtzenberg or HR Blood and Guts in real time, aging 15 years. That's awesome. And for like the HHN fans like us, them doing that, they didn't have to do that. They could have just got somebody and then put makeup on them, make them look older. They didn't have to get the original dude. And that's awesome. But I know this one's probably going to go up. I'm not even going to lie, but I put it midway just because.
As much hype as you gave that when it got announced, I'm shocked it's coming at number 6.
I know. It's the Slaughter Cinema feel where we go. It's a different movie or scene in every room.
Yeah.
So I'm going to probably have to move it up. I'm not even going to lie. I probably need to move this on up right now because the more we're talking about it, the more hyped I'm getting for it. I'm giddy about it because it's a classic Halloween house.
Yeah, just know Larry's disappointed in you right now.
Yeah, I know. But he'll be happy with me probably at the end of the year.
You want to go ahead and kick us off at number 5?
Did you not do your 6?
At Stranger
No,
Things.
6 was Stranger Things. My bad.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So my number 5 is Hellraiser.
Wait, we finally have one that matches.
Hey, midway. Hey, I didn't know where to put it because I'm hyped for it. It's a white whale, but I'm like, I don't know what to expect.
Me too. And maybe we do a couple film watches, watch some of the Hellraisers before we go.
I need to rewatch all 3 of them again before we go for sure.
It's definitely the reasoning is because everything above it just has to be above it.
Yeah. Well, we got different above it.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, I mean, what's gonna be very, very cool. Also, sort of like with the HR Blood and Guts house, they got Doug Bradley, which is the original character the original man who played Pinhead, to do all the voice cues, which that'd be awesome. That's pretty sweet. So it's like actually Pinhead doing the voice cues, and I'm eager to see what they do from the 3 films, like we discussed in our video for Hellraiser, or our last podcast, or the podcast we did for Hellraiser. I hope they go into it like 1, 3, 2, because the third one is like how Pinhead became.
Yeah, chronological.
Or 3, 1, 2. I can't remember what it was. Like,
I think it's 3. It's 3, 1, 2.
Yeah, because I think the third one is like goes in the backstory of it, and then 1 is the original one, and then 2 is like a follow up to 1.
Yeah,
but I'm curious to what our entrance is going to be, because I know in Hollywood they're going into the box, like that's their entrance. They have a giant box.
You think is it usually like different styles from Hollywood to Orlando? So there's no chance we get the same thing.
There's a chance that we have the same entrance, but typically Orlando is a lot, like they build a lot bigger sets. I don't know, but this year Hollywood's got some pretty big sets too. But generally Orlando has bigger sets. I know we're probably going to have the chains all falling down. We're walking through chains and stuff. I hope this is kind of intense, because Hellraiser he's a pretty intense dude.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody will leave that house.
It's a white whale. This is the first time he's coming to the event, and I mean, from all the show directors and all that, they all seem very hyped for this house.
So before we continue, I know we dropped that term a lot. I don't think we've ever actually defined that for our listeners. Can you let everybody know what a white whale entails?
A white whale is like it's a horror, or for as an HHN stance, it's a horror film that has never came to the event, and because of the rights are hard to come by, or the person that owns the rights doesn't want to be affiliated with the event, or vice versa, or multiple people own different parts of it. And like the event now, it has been going on for 35 years. This is the 35th year. Hellraiser has never came to HHN. And Hellraiser came out before HHN. So it being a white whale, it's like something rare that was acquired.
Because with 35 years of HHN, I mean, and all the horror
you would
icons,
think early in the early years when rights were way easier to obtain versus now, that it would have came to the event then.
Correct. I think
it's just all it is something that you thought was unobtainable, but you got it.
I think the only white whale left for both you and I is Ghostface.
Nah, I got 2.
What's your second?
Pennywise.
Fair enough. I could see, especially with the show Return to Derry and all the movies, that I could see that coming before Ghostface. Yeah,
absolutely. Ghostface. What happened with Ghostface a couple of years ago, it might have ruined it for HHN, because they had the rights to it. I think it was like HHN 25 or something like that. It was before I started going to the event, but they had the rights for the TV show that came out, and they, instead of doing the TV show, they did like the first movie, and so it got pulled, and it might have ruined it for HHN, but who knows? Like, we thought we were never going to get Hellraiser. We got Hellraiser this year. Like,
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the event's been going on for 35 years. They have never obtained Hellraiser, and then boom.
Ghostface is my all-time favorite horror icon growing up, so maybe I'll get it in my lifetime.
About to say my all-time favorite. He comes to the event pretty regularly, so.
Yeah.
Well, Mikey.
So I can lead off with number 4 since we both agreed upon Hellraiser at number 5.
At number 5, yeah, it's just midway through the bet.
So number 4 for me is no other than the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne. It could have been higher, but again, like the others, it's just what is above it is why I have it at number 4. Still pretty high. I'm very excited about it just from what we said on previous episodes when we did the Ozzy episode, how it wasn't HHN that came to the family for permission.
The family came to HHN.
Which is what that never happens. Yeah. So that makes me feel a whole lot better that the Osbournes are having
this.
They wanted it.
Ozzy.
They have influence into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And from what we've heard of how this house is going to be constructed to follow 3 or 4 albums?
It's 4 albums. I know we start on the Crazy Train, so that's probably when we're entering the house. That's going to be blaring, and then we go through like 3 or 4. It might be 4 or 5 different album covers, and based off the album covers and certain songs in that, is they're taking that concept and making it into something like what they would think that song's about or something like that. And at the end, we got to have his throne.
Yeah, the throne, and the one thing that would be chef's kiss to do this house justice is the song "Mama, I'm Coming Home" as we're walking out. What a tribute that would be.
I got chills just thinking about it, dude. It's like the same thing as like the Bray Wyatt last year, where you had Bray talking, and then you had the empty rocking chair with his lantern there.
I just got chills on top of my head.
But yeah, I mean, I can't talk about it yet. Well, I can talk about it very soon. But that's your number 4. My number 4 is it's gonna be Invasion, Alien Abduction.
That might be our biggest gap.
Our biggest differential.
I had it at 8.
It's number 4 for me. And unlike you, I do like aliens because I have a feeling that this is going to be Signs, the movie, without being Signs.
Yeah, that movie kind of ruined it.
That movie scarred me as a child. But I'm looking forward to it. Like I mentioned earlier whenever you were talking about it, that when we're entering in, there's going to be a spaceship. And I want to see that giant spaceship. There's supposed to be some lights coming down, and there's apparently supposed to be vibrating floors. And these aliens, I'm glad it's not the Invasion Scare Zone because those are more campy, funny aliens.
Yeah.
But these aliens, according to Charles Gray, they're going to be very, very intense. Like, they are snatching up everything, abducting people, dogs, they don't care. Like, everything can get it. And if it's going to be very intense in my face, that's my kind of horror. I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, and that's probably what it's going to take for it to move up on my list.
That's going to be very intense.
Yes.
Like relentless.
At that point, I don't give a shit what the theme is.
Yeah, that's just how it goes. But I'm looking forward to it. I do like the sci-fi. And
yeah.
Surprisingly, we got quite a few sci-fi houses this year, which is very rare for HHN also, because we normally don't really tap into that sci-fi horror.
Honestly, what a mixture though. You got a bunch of sci-fi mixed with clown themed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I hope we get to see that giant spaceship and everything that they promised us with it being so intense. I'm ready for it. But since you talked about Ozzy at number 4, Ozzy is actually my number 3.
Okay, not bad.
And I'm a metal music fan. I like Ozzy's music, and with they're gonna do this house justice. Like it's gonna be like the Wyatt Six house from last year, where it's an absolute tribute to Ozzy. And I'm looking forward to all of the different album covers. Like it'll be pretty sweet. Like if they have like the actual album cover and you walk through it in each room.
Yeah. I think it could also go as far as going up to number one for everybody at the end of it all. If
it's
the placement of the house is going to be heavily influenced on what they can do as well. So
it's in the soundstage.
So the one that has the stage in the field,
if it's that one, like where the Fast and Furious coaster is being built, like how El Artista was last year. And we had the queue in front of the actual soundstage. If they have, and they're having like a rock concert of playing Ozzy's music and have like the music videos and stuff like that playing.
You could honestly do that, and depending on how you could pull it off, you could do some type of projection of Ozzy on that stage, pretending to play or giving a message or something.
That would.
In the world of in the world of AI, you could do a projected Ozzy and then just something simple as a message to the HHN fans while we're sitting there waiting.
I mean, his family, they've looked into actually creating like an AI version of him to where you can talk to him and stuff like that, which that's pretty cool because they want to keep his memory alive. That was one of his biggest fears, was he didn't want to be forgotten, which he will never be forgotten. He's a rock legend or music legend.
Yeah.
And I mean, we got to have him biting the head off the bat. And I'm ready to board the crazy train. It's my number 3.
Yeah. Not a bad shot at number 3. My number 3 is a little bit higher than where you had this one, but Mr. Larry is not going to be mad at me. I have HR Blood and Guts.
He can be up there for me too, though. Like, really from like 6 up, they're all interchangeable for me, pretty much.
Yeah, depending on the day.
It's just how I was feeling today is how they felt.
Yeah, I just from the pure history of it, like you said, hopefully in the queue we can have some teaching moments, some clips to kind of go further into Larry's.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing like just like in the last house where it was all the different holidays. Except for this one's going to be strictly Halloween themed. And the Q video, is, like I said, it's going to have the original Larry. So he's going to be a little bit older. And I wonder if it's going to be like the same concept where he's kind of giving us a sneak peek into like each scene of the Halloween movie he chose. Or if it's just going to be him talking about what's been happening over these last 15 years since he's been in prison.
I can see the entrance of that. The first room we walk into is probably going to be the news studio. But
the WKMB or whatever. I think that's the actual entrance because it's in a tent. It's in one of the, I think it's in one of the original tents. So it's like a smaller tent. But from BioReconstruct on X, he does like aerial shots of all the different houses and stuff, and they have an antenna shot up. Like it's like they built the facade as the actual WKMB news station.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And from what I saw, I think it has neon going up it too, saying WKMB. Like, if they do that we might have 2 news stations as our entrances with the Squawk from Stranger Things and the WKMB.
Yeah. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah. Like I said, the more we've talked about this, I feel bad for putting him down at 6.
And you should be. And
I feel like I need to like move him up now.
Yeah. Too late.
I love a classic Halloween house, and this is going to be classic Halloween. It's just how he fell today for me.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if it makes its way up to top 3 for you by the time we first go.
Based off of what we have left, we might have the same number 2 and number 1. I'm not sure. It just depends on how they fell for you. But with that being said, my number 2 is Sinners.
We definitely do not have the same. No, sir.
And like I said, number 2 and number 1 are probably interchangeable for me. Some things came out about my number 1 house is why it put it over the edge for me. But number 2 being Sinners, this was my favorite movie that came out last year. I think it was last year.
Yes.
This was my favorite movie by far that came out last year. And based off of the things that Ramon has said about this house, how we're gonna get the piercing of the veil with all the different cultures, and you got little Sammy sitting there playing, and like I'm ready to see that. I want to see how they do the remix scene. I'm ready to see the juke joint, all that smoke and stack. I want to see how their characters look, and I hope they do the red eyes,
the contact. They should
like
have
the contacts or something like that.
I could see that. I mean, like you said, these next two could be interchangeable on any given day. But yeah, I agree. Sinners was my favorite movie of 2025.
I'm glad they did it this year because I don't know if they would have been able to do it in like another year's time. Like their window was this year or not at all.
They took advantage of the hype for sure.
And I'm glad they did because this is my highest IP. It will probably stay my highest IP just based off of like my love for the movie. Because if you haven't watched Sinner, do yourself a favor. It is one of the best movies that has came out in recent time.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan deserved
every Oscar he got.
Man. He deserved 2 for both roles he played. I mean, that was some of the best acting I've seen in a while.
It's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
From Michael B. Jordan to the guy that plays Sammy, I can't remember his name. It's just top notch from top to bottom.
I wonder if we're gonna enter in to the juke joint. Like, is that going to be our facade, or
I think it's the church.
That's what I hope it is. Like, we start in the church and then we go.
If we're staying with the theme of how the movie goes, start with a church, hear the lecture from Sammy's dad, the preacher, and take us down the journey of that night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Everything did happen one night. And I'm curious because, it takes place mostly in the juke joint. Yes. So the only other like area I could see is the church. And then whenever they go outside of the juke joint, like how at the end when Remick has a hold of Sammy before he hits him with the guitar and they're in the lake or the pond or whatever.
I could see I could see that. I could see the transitional period between parts of the house, the little side porch where they.
I don't think they'll go to the town.
No, not the town, but where Cornbread is trying to get let back in and they're sitting there.
Yeah, they're arguing at the door.
I could see something like that.
And by being I hope we get the little like some of the voodoo magic.
Yes,
like scenes like where she throws like the holy water on them or whatever, or the garlic water, whatever it was, and he goes running out. But like I said, this could have been my number one. It fell to number 2 today. I love the movie. This is not a bad ranking by no means. It's in my top 2.
Yeah, 100%. And I'll give a little bit more insight when I discuss my number 1.
Yeah, if you're counting cards, ours are opposite from one another. Yeah, so why don't you get into your number 2, and then I'll go into my number 1, and you can go back into your number 1.
Yeah, it'll be a good transition because we'll be talking about the same thing. So Jack and Oddfellow, Chaos and Control is my number 2, and that is purely only because Sinners. I would consider myself a super fan of that movie. So that unless I go and experience these houses, it will probably stay my number 1 until we make the trip to Orlando.
Until we actually go to the event.
So I'm excited for Jack and Oddfellow as well. To get the history of Jack the Clown and Dr. Oddfellow. Hopefully we get some of the little details that we discussed in our first couple times talking about it during the Jack episode.
Yeah, like whenever they, I hope, like, because we're going to see Jack Schmidt, which is his human form.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm eager to see, like, how they, because, they're fighting at first. And then they realize that one another, they're both so powerful that neither person is ever going to win this actual fight. So instead of doing that, they team up and they turn all of their torture and powers on us, the fans walking through the house. So I'll talk more about it in a second whenever it's my number 1, because it's, if y'all didn't know, Jack and Oddfellow, Chaos and Control is my number 1 hyped house. And I'll just dive into it now, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
But this moved up for me over Sinners recently, actually, because something I talked about and when this house was first announced, because the concept art had the green swirl for going into the Oddverse, and they actually confirmed on Twitter. It's a spoiler alert if you didn't skip 15, 20 seconds if you don't want to hear this part. But the vortex tunnel is coming back. They're going to have two separate paths. You're going to have the one with the vortex tunnel, the disorientation, and then you're going to have another path where you can take it to go around it. And it'll have like something different than what's in the vortex tunnel. But we're going to have to take both paths, probably, just to see what the other one's like. And this is my number one hyped house because we got both of our icons, our two main events. I am a Oddfellow fan, Team Oddfellow over here. And just all the concept art, and my favorite house designer is doing this house, Dylan Koloff. One of my favorite writers wrote this house in Ramon. And so there's two heavy hitters right there doing this house. And this house is about the theming of the whole event, pretty much.
Yes. So
I'm looking forward to this house most of all. It is number one on my hype list for a reason, and it will probably, if I had to guess, it will stay in my top 5 more than likely by the end of the season.
Yeah, I could see that. And we had the same reasonings for why it's 2 versus 1 for me, but like I mentioned, my number one is Sinners, and that is purely just out of my fandom for the actual movie.
Yep.
Some things that
I lied to you scene with like I said, with the piercing of the veil.
You got to have that, the music.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, is the music coming from this house, because the music in that movie is different, but it is so good. Like the way it ties in, because it's that old South.
Right. I hope it follows the story of the movie from start to finish. Like, I mean, you could leave a couple parts out, but like from the church to the juke joint.
Do we go into the juke joint? We have the scene where I think it was a smoke. No, might have been. It was Stat.
I think
it was Stat where he gets attacked.
Yeah, no. Smoke is the one that Stack is the one that has turned by that point. Smoke is the one that saves him in the water.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so Stack was the one that got attacked by what's her name, Josh Allen's wife, Haley Seinfeld.
Yes.
Yeah. So I hope we go into that scene, and then they get ran out of the juke joint, and then Cornbread gets bit while he's using the restroom. And then we had the whole scene build up where you have
I think
them like trying to come in and all that. And then the next scene I want to see is the one where I think not Miss Annie. I can't remember the Asian lady name, but where she says, "Come in, mother."
Oh, I'm exactly. I will, before we entered the last little part of the house,
the big fight scene or whatever.
I want that to be like blared out to the people walking through the house. Like, come on in, and then you walk through the last part. And even if that's not the last part, I wouldn't be mad if the ending of this house was the karaoke bar where Sammy's playing in his elder age, and you see Stack and his girl walking in, and
he smells him. He's like, "You're close to death." Like, that was one of the extra cut scenes from the movie. So
yes,
it would be cool to see that.
Absolutely. So I'm excited for that movie turning into a house. And like you said, it depends on the day whether you have it in the same spot or not. But
yeah,
I'm excited for this year, most definitely. This seems like the most stacked set of houses that we've had in a while.
Yeah, it's a good mixture too, because you got your sci-fi, you have your like in your face horror, you have your gore, and everybody loves a good clown, like the clown aesthetic to the whole event. But why don't you run through your entire hype list, go through 1 through 10, and then go into your shows or your scare zone and the shows, and then I'll do the same.
All right, so haunted houses starting from the bottom, going to number 1.
1 to 10.
1 to 10. Okay, so number 1 we have Sinners. Number 2 we have Jack and Oddfellow, Chaos and Control. At number 3 I have HR Blood and Guts presents Halloween Frighttacular. Number 4 Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness. Number 5 we have Mr. Pinhead himself, Hellraiser. Number 6, Stranger Things 5. At number 7, we have Evil Dead Burn. At number 8, Invasion Alien Abduction.
You're wrong about that one. I'm telling you, it's going to move up.
Number 9, Badlands Cage Cannibals. And then rounding out my list, number 10, Cybergoria.
Alrighty, let me go into my houses. My number 1 house, of course, was Jack and Optilo, Chaos and Control. Then we had Sinners. And then Ozzy Osbourne at number 3. Number 4 was Invasion. Number 5 was Hellraiser. Number 6 is HR Blood and Guts, and he shouldn't be that low.
You're wrong about that.
He shouldn't be that low.
Yeah.
My number 7 was Cybergoria. My number 8 was Stranger Things 5. My number 9, Evil Dead Burn. And number 10, Madlands.
So we got some differences. Like I said, the list is fluid.
Yes, absolutely. And to get into the rest, because we had the same scares on the street experiences, our number 1 was, of course, Downtown to Clowntown. Number 2, Infernal Carnival and Nightmares, or the Icons Entrance Zone. Number 3, Sideshow of Decay. Number 4, Four Nightmares. That has a potential to move up. It's a sleeper after light. Number 5 was Club Horror. Number 6 was Mel's Dying Zombies. As for the shows, both of us are looking forward to the Lagoon show with Stranger Things. And then Nightmare Fuel is our number 2 show, just because it's Nightmare Fuel.
Neither one of us are looking forward to that.
I mean, I'm
as of right now.
Forward to it. I like the show. It's just I don't like the time we have to set aside where we could be running houses because we have to queue up an hour to an hour and 45 minutes ahead of time just to have a chance to get in because there's such a cult following for Nightmare Fuel.
The 1 year they should have kept the same theme. They decided.
Yeah, they didn't. But that's our hype list, y'all. Y'all leave some comments on our videos and Instagram and all that of y'all's hype list. We're looking forward to this event, and we're getting real close. By the time y'all are hearing this, it'll be a day or two actually before the event starts. And unfortunately, we won't be there for opening night because we'll be out of the country.
We'll be going a few weeks after.
Sometime in September. We'll definitely see y'all in the fog. We'll update y'all and let y'all know when we're coming. If y'all see us in the park, say hello.
Absolutely. Tell a friend about us.
We got stickers. We'll have both of us will have stickers. We'll hang out. We'll talk. And like I said, you can form friends. Like the podcast that we were on with last week, actually, with HHN Obsession and Dead Man's Mic. All that's like started because I ran into him in the park and I started talking to him. And then guess what? We ended up on an episode. Like you never know where stuff will take you. You could have lifelong friends that you form just at the event. So don't be afraid to say hello, and especially us. We're easy to talk to. You can come up to us, say hello. I'll hand you some stickers, some bracelets, and just say hey. Like we're approachable guys. I promise you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all know that it's easier in a group rather than solo to go into the fog. So
absolutely. And
so
y'all ready? This event's coming. We're about, when y'all hear this, it's literally going to be 2 days away. And I wish we could be there for opening night. But like I said, unfortunately, we won't even be in the country to experience. But we'll be a few weeks after.
If you enjoyed the episode, leave us a like. Hit the bell on any of your preferred social media platforms to give yourself a reminder.
Yep.
Visit our Instagram, Into the Fog Pod, to
hit the link.
Go to our link. You can go to our link tree. It'll have all of our social medias, and you can follow us on all or the ones you prefer to listen to our podcast on.
Spotify, Apple. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X. Reach out, send us y'all's hype list. I want to see y'all's hype list. We'll put up a blank hype list so you can tag us in it and put y'all's hype list. We love to see them. And once again, we'll see you in the fog.
Bye, everyone.